Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode. You see a new face here. It's Ashutosh, a fellow architect. And Ashutosh, maybe you can give a quick introduction on who you are and why we are here.
Yeah, thanks first of all, William, for having me and giving me this opportunity to discuss the exciting topic which we will introduce soon. But people who don't know me, I am Ashutosh Munot. I am a ServiceNow MVP, certified technical architect. Work very closely with William, and we thought, okay, it's a good opportunity to create this video and share what we have experienced in past and what cool things are in the platform to improve most of the things on the platform. The topic for today is mainly about performance. We are really going to focus on some of the small features which are available, but we might not know it. So we are here to show you what that feature can bring you and how it will help me as a platform owner to make sure that the platform is healthy as well as it's performing at its best level. So, William, can you tell us something that what was there in the back end of ServiceNow where people can actually go and you know see what things are happening on a form with respect to performance, what scripts are loading? Can you just introduce it a bit?
Yeah, sure. So, for those of you who have been in the ecosystem as long as we have, you might not remember it anymore. But in the ServiceNow fundamentals training, they already show you a nice stopwatch icon, right? If you clicked it, you could see a lot of statistics on the page load time spent on the server. And maybe I can add your screen to the stage, Ashutosh, that we can show it.
Yeah.
Um, that is a cool functionality um, that shows you in the so-called backend of ServiceNow a lot of the performance statistics. So this already gives you an insight on the load time. When Ashutosh opened this screen, we can see these statistics.
Yeah, and it's so interesting, right? We also see the UI policies, client scripts, so we can already know how much technical depth we have when we started coding this. So someone who does not know coding that well in the beginning phase, this is the place where you can actually take a challenge to improve and write a clean code. Um, but then there is a question always, William, like, why don't we have something like this on portals,
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
It's always a challenge.
Yeah, and as a platform owner, you mentioned you're not only owning the back end, you're also responsible probably for the front end. So I'm
Yes.
guessing, Astos, that you have a secret that you're willing to spill with us in terms of what we can see portal wise.
Yeah, definitely. I have a hidden gem I will label starting from, I think, Xanadu. But before that, let me ask you this, William. As a architect, we always face these questions from customers. Guys, we want the performance intact. There are some standards which we need to follow. So out of 10, how many times have you heard this issue, or how many times you got this question that I want to improve the performance?
Yeah, I think for the list of customers that want to either improve the performance of keep their instance performance wise at least the same. Yeah, the list goes on and on, right? That's we want a platform that's powerful, but also reliable and quick in doing those powerful actions. So a big part of being a platform owner, but also being a platform architect, is not just adopting cool new stuff, building new stuff on the platform. It's of course a lot of build, but also keep the platform running. So definitely a long list, yeah. And for you, Ashutosh, as the platform owner, platform architect, I think this is also part of your almost day to day, right?
Yeah, and that's the reason I'm going to show you a feature which is introduced by ServiceNow, and why it is helpful for me. The main problem is I have not seen any customer who has stick to out of the box portal. Everyone has modified it in one or the other way, thus hampering the performance of the load of the portal. It can be load time of the whole page, it can be load time of a particular widget. But as a platform owner, and I think as a developer also, it's so hard to determine which piece is contributing towards the load time of the portal. To mitigate that problem, ServiceNow came up with widget performance metric as a feature, which I'm going to show you now, which helps you to exactly solve this problem. It is not a solution which is telling you that, or let's say it's not a remediation feature. It's more a proactive feature which shows you or gives you insights into the problem. Now, to go there, what you have to do is you have to type employee center, scroll at the bottom, or maybe I did this. And if you see here, there is something called as enable performance statistics. Now, I'm logged in as an admin, right? So I'm enabling it for me. Whenever I hit confirm on this, the analytics is going to get captured. That being said, what I'm going to quickly do now is just go to the Employee Center homepage, and similar to the stopwatch icon which we had on the incident form, we also have it here on the left side. If I click it, it is now trying to get statistics from a backend table where ServiceNow is actually capturing this. But here you can see there is no server time. But as soon as I select admin as a user, you will already start seeing the server time for each and every widget which is on this page. I must say, if you are calling a widget inside a widget, that is also shown here. So it's not only about the main widget, but it is also if the widget is embedded into it, it is also shown here. How cool it is to
all
also
the
export it.
developers that try to hide their dirty stuff in widgets within widgets, there's no getting
No
away from
escape. Yes. And maybe in the next session, me and William might try to go into more details and see if we can add extra categories or we can add extra columns onto this particular part. But for now, out of the box, this is what you get. And this helps me a lot because we have some UI standards in the company where we say, okay, the homepage should load within 5 seconds or it should be ready within 3 seconds. And if I look at this, this was faster. Again, this is a PDI instance, but on a customer instance, if you are putting too much graphics, if you are putting too much telephony integration, things get hampered. It gets slow. And for me, this is a hidden gem to keep an eye on because I can now put this on my monitoring dashboard where I can say, okay, if popular widget takes more than 3 seconds, give me an event on my monitoring dashboard or send me an incident that, hey, there is a performance issue and you have to look into it. Just last thing which I will show is if I click on this, it actually takes us to the backend table and it gives us everything here. What are the nested calls? How cool it is, because you can see what all topics are actually queried along with the execution times, related transactions, if it is making some different calls to different areas of the platform to get the data. So it's complete visibility into what is happening on the portal. And finally, slow patterns. Right now, there were no slow patterns, but if there are any, we will see it. And then we as architects and developers will focus on that part to improve the performance. How cool it is, William.
Yeah, and I think important remarks that you make there. If you want to try this out, Ashutosh also mentioned it. This is available from Xanadu release on. So if you don't see this function enabled, upgrade to the latest ServiceNow version. That's always recommended. And secondly, it's capturing the data from the moment that you activate it, right? And you can go back, deactivate it. So you would record data for a short session, analyze that. If one particular user, our favorite test user, our tutor, has those issues, we can impersonate and track that data as well. So Ashutosh, I think this is very powerful, and thank you for joining in this first video together. But something tells me you have a lot more gems that hopefully we can get you to share with us.
Definitely. So again, we will deep dive into this further, but for now, thank you for listening in. And if you have any question, please reach out to me and William, and we can help you to answer your questions.